Welcome to the Couch Market podcast. We talk about design and furniture business in United Arab Emirates here. Today in our Dubai podcast studio we have Estilo Blanco Designs. It's Gema and Claudia. I'm very thankful that they came. It's their first podcast in 4 years. It's so good to be in Dubai in summer. And I would like to ask first question to you guys, like if you tell something more about yourself, where you're from, your education, and how you end up in Dubai.
I'm Claudia, as you know. We met a long time ago. Actually, I met Ekaterina back in 2020 at the end of the pandemic. So we were one of the few ones that were working outside. I'm originally from Nicaragua. I've been here 26 years and have seen. When I first arrived in 1998, Dubai we were 600,000 people. And, our population now is reaching the 4 million. And I studied communications and broadcasting many, many years ago. And funny enough, in that stage when I did that, what I loved to do the most was stage production and lighting. Little did I know that eventually life was going to take me into the field of interior design.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, yes. And then, I have a family here. It's my daughter was born here. And we've been living happily, in Dubai for the last 26 years.
Yeah, my son was also born here. So we have that in common. 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Gema, what about you?
I am from Spain, from Madrid. I was working for 20 years in TV. I was producer, and now this is the look is like family for me. And then, my dream is be an interior designer. And then in Madrid, I was working in the TV and work with a small project to make the renovation, interiors.
How many years you're in Dubai?
I arrived in 2012 because my husband work. And then I need to leave my work after 20 years. And the first 2 years, I decided to stop and spend time with my kids because I have 4 kids. And they arrived with 12, 9, and the twins 5-year-old. And then was a nice moment to spend time with them. After 2 years, I decided to study the master in interior designer with the master is for the university in Spain and collaboration with the Elle magazine. And start to work a little bit because in this moment Dubai was a nice and they increased, but the people didn't do the renovation. And it was too difficult to find job, to find clients.
Yeah.
And after start with a small project and continue. And in 2017, I meet with Claudia again. And
did you have any initial capital when you started? Like, how was your journey together? How did you meet each other? How you decided to work together?
By the time him and I met, my story in Dubai started in 2000. I opened my first business, which was actually a recycled teak furniture shop from Indonesia. And between 2000 and 2017, when I met Gema, I had a business partners in between, 15 years of amazing collaboration with interior design, furniture, representing 7 lines from Italy. And you met Rami.
Yes.
You met her. You had
and
the
it
pleasure.
Was the biggest store that time.
Yeah. So we were a big store back then and whatever. So in 2017, I had Objects and Elements. It was a retail of home accessories in Akus, one of the first galleries in Akus when it comes to retail in front of Asirkal Avenue. And Gema, I think when did you arrive? You arrived in 2020.
We
started in 2021, but when I met you was 2017.
2017, I start,
So I met her there. And then, so she was doing her own business on the side as well. Moving forward, the funny thing, mentioning back again the pandemia, it was in 2020. I was in Dubai Mall in a furniture shop, and I was doing my own interior design. I had registered my own interior design company by then because my partner had left. And Gema, I met her in Dubai Mall, and I said, "What are you doing here? Everybody with the mask." I said, "Is that Gema?" Because everybody knows Gema. Her hair, tall and always jolly and happy. And so I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "No, I'm fine for a client." I said, "Me too." So that's we met at the Hamptons, I remember, in Jumeirah Island,
in springtime,
and to see how we're doing, how you doing, what are you doing? And I said, I feel actually quite lonely now because I would like some support because my business partner left and I'm doing this on my own and I love it, but I would like to do that back and forth. So to have someone to bounce ideas. So we met a couple of times. Summer passed. I had a big project actually for service apartments in a building for furnishing. It was like maybe 10, 15 floors, and she was in Spain. So I contacted her and said, "Gema,
it's too big.
What do you think?"
Yeah.
And she gave me some feedback. Long story short, she came back in September and she called me. She says, "Claudia, are you free?" And then she says, "Because I have a project, a duplex in the IFC. You want to do it together?" Long story short, since that project, and we continue working together with independent companies, but with the same working together. And in 1 year after, we just registered what it was. Gema's business was called Gema Blanco Interiors.
Yes.
Mine was called Estilo Space.
And
so
then
we merged Estilo Blanco, which in
Yeah.
Spanish means, Gema's from Spain, I'm from Nicaragua, it means white style.
Yes.
And ever since it's going to be 4 years now in September. And it's been an amazing journey because we balance each other very much. It's fun, it's challenging, but we're doing good.
I wanted to ask you, how do you feel in general working in Dubai when because all of us were in UAE, and what is the local flavor? How do you see the people around you? What kind of nationalities all surround you? In general, it's a very safe and amazing place. And how does it work for you, for your work?
Yeah, for example, for me, because to have the opportunity to open your business here, it's more easy than in Spain, than Europe, because it's especially for the tax.
Yeah.
Being entrepreneurs in Spain, for example, is very complicated. And here, the government gives help, and in general, you can get. It's easy, to open the business and get your dream, and then especially for interior designers now, and in general in Dubai now is very busy for all the people, and you can get it's easy to get client.
Yes.
And the project, yeah.
I started when I had like around 100,000 dirham, and 50 I spent to open a company, which is all the documents and everything. And then I had some money left for living, and then first 2 years I was going like in minuses, and it's okay because I didn't have initial big capital. There is no shop, nothing. It's just me, basically, me and me. And then I had Jason, and I had started employees. So how you started in terms of also maybe you had some capital investor maybe, or you just did it as yourself, and how you started getting employees and when, like if you can say maybe Claudia more about this part.
As mentioned before, I had my own business and Gema had her own business independently. So at that time we had already set ourselves, but so to answer your question, we didn't invest anything. From our first project, it was always been the capital has been gained based on service. It's been a service-based.
Dream business.
Exactly, it's been a dream business. But I must say as well that we have the luck of, we both are married, our husbands are here, so we have established family support in that sense. So we've been very lucky in that sense.
We are lucky, but in terms of the capital, we
no
need
investor.
No.
Okay,
we need to pay the license, but
it was generated organically. We didn't have an office for maybe the first year, and then I keep on pushing Gema. I think we can't be from coffee to coffee,
Same
from
as
home
me.
to home.
No,
we need something. So I kind of pushed her until we got
Now this is a funny thing, because I didn't want to invest nothing. I was like, Claudia, I had a family, I have 4 kids, I need to pay university. I don't want to that's the family
Money.
funds.
Yes.
No? I say, don't worry, I tell you, if you want to grow up, we need to take the office, we need to take the employers, and then there really is that, no? Because
It worked
but
out,
we
yeah.
start to save
Yeah.
money to the office. Our office was the coffees, the
Yeah,
coffee
yeah.
shop. We meet with the client in the coffee shop. We start with the project manager. You remember the young lady start with us, the freelance,
yes,
and then
Claudia, yeah.
we
Yeah.
pay a little quantity,
Yeah.
but another, yeah. Another, the real thing is when you make the investment,
The investment, yeah.
and then you see the result, no?
So
you need
now
to-
you're 4 years, right?
4 years, yeah.
And how many employees you have now?
We in-house, we basically have an architect business developer. We have a project manager, also project manager architect. We have an interior designer. And then we have contracting companies that work with us on the subcontracting level as well. Pablo is from Spain. Flora is from Argentina. Gema is from Spain. We have a big community, Latin community around, you know. But so that thing, and then we also have a social media manager also for the last 3-4 years, and she has done an amazing job, which has, you know, Estilo Blanco. She has been able to represent what we as Estilo Blanco want to represent. But business-wise, I always told him that I learned my lessons through all the years of business. You know, when you actually you work a lot mostly to pay bills, to cover your overheads.
Yeah.
And we didn't want that to happen. So with the evolution of work all over the world, you know, remote working, it has been a great asset for us because we actually outsource a lot of the work. And we try to contain our expenses as much as possible. And it's working greatly. It's
To
working
offer
good.
client
Yeah.
very reasonable price
Yes,
as well.
exactly,
So
yeah.
it's not growing as a...
Yeah.
And talking about clients, Gema, how do you think, what is the way for Estilo Blanco to attract clients? How do you find them? Do you look for them? Or how does it work?
Well, the first is with Instagram. The first client we got by Instagram. And after we got more now for referral. And the good thing, we had the client repeat with us. We had now the one client is we are doing the third or fourth project,
The
no?
fourth
And
project,
then
yeah.
this is the good thing,
That
no?
shows the
Yeah.
quality
Yeah.
and the approach.
Yeah.
And talking about the qualities that you will, for example, for those people who are listening to us and they didn't start any business yet, what do you recommend them or what do you tell them that they should focus on and how to keep those clients? What are the things you do differently from others that make them, you know, happy with the design? Because it's a very difficult profession, you know, it's not easy working with a lot of, so if it's husband and wife, then maybe some other people involved, and every project is very different. How do you keep it? Like how to keep a client?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for us, him and I, we're being Latinas, you know, and we always, one of the first things we tell them, look, this is a little bit, it moves a lot, it's very fun. At the same time, we like to offer on the serious side transparency. You know, we like to say, look, this is what we are, this is what we have to offer. At the same time, please be open to us. It is your budget, it is your project. You tell us, don't be afraid of tell us, look, I have $50 to work or $50 to work, we'll work within that budget, you know. We are not here to work for us. We want to join forces, we want to support your design and your dream. And you obviously reached out to us because you like what we do. In the meantime, of course, we're open to understanding and seeing what is it, you know, any feedback is always appreciable. So, we were mentioning the other day, and it's, for us, a lot of the clients have become long-term friends, good friendships, and we have fun. That doesn't mean that in between the whole project, because our projects are growing more and more, you know, we are getting projects now that usually are from 3 to 6 months and getting bigger and bigger. So you have more time to interaction with the clients. There's more respect. We have become more structured as well.
Yes.
We have learned a lot because we understood in this process that in order for the client to be content, we need to communicate to them as well, because we understand, we know what we're doing, but they don't know, you know, and this is like where we're finding this a little bit hesitance from themselves. I said, we have to assure them. And this, I think we have taken this a lot in the last year, that we learned that. It's that communication, so we try as much as possible. We always say the Friday weekly progress report, and we're always rushing on Friday afternoon, and we might send a Saturday.
Yeah.
But it's like on a weekly report they know what is happening.
And I know that you also pay a lot of attention to drawings, to layouts, to the
Yes.
floor
Yeah,
plans.
of
Yes.
course. This is part of the process.
Yeah.
And then to be a good designer, you need to be a good psychology too with the client. No,
Yes.
that's
The
it's
client,
very
yeah.
important, no? Because
To present them the
yeah,
floor
because
plan.
you need to manage the client, no? Because
Yeah.
for every client, for us, we had 10, 12 projects together, but for the client is their
It's his
project.
first,
Or
maybe
the first
second,
project, no?
yeah.
And then they don't think you have more projects. They want attention, and then you need to re-educate to the
Yeah.
client, and but and every client is totally different, and then
Yeah.
this is the nice for us. This is
Yeah.
the nice part for us, no? Because every client is different, every project is different, and some part of the client is coming be friend for us.
Yes.
But this is amazing.
It's a personal
Yeah.
approach. And I follow your Instagram. I see you very often on the site, hands-on, not just sending emails, progress pictures, but you are really there.
Yeah, of course. This is
Yeah.
the part.
Yeah.
We can get more projects, perhaps, but we decide no, because we need to dedicate a lot of attention to the project. And especially when you do the renovation, you need to go there, because during the renovation, or no renovation, when you are made the designer for the client, for the TV wall panel, you need to know what happened with the electrical points. You need to know what happened with the height, with the ceiling, what happened when you bring the sofa in the lift. The lift is
Will it fit?
Remember the lift?
Remember, no?
Yeah, in Dubai Marina.
Dubai Marina,
The
remember that one?
tiny little lifts, you know. By the way,
then-
we made that sofa because the original one that client bought from Bloomingdale's didn't fit in.
Oh,
That
really?
was the reason that
I forgot about that. My God.
Yeah.
Yes, Faforli penthouse in Dubai
Yes.
Marina.
Yeah,
My
the
God.
elevator was too little,
Yeah.
so they couldn't fit in the sofa in one piece, and we had to make it a new one.
make a small-
They
Yeah,
returned it, and it was in two piece. And
Yeah.
it's a lift tower. Yeah,
Yeah.
guys who
Yeah.
lives
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
you know.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and in general, did you have any case of your design project that you really like proud of, or maybe you learned something really good from it that, and maybe for each of you will be different cases. Yeah, so
Well, always we talk a lot
Yeah.
about the project, no? And we had a different personality, and then
We're very aligned.
we
We're
were-
different. Yeah, and that's why it works, I think, because it's like Gema is extremely technical.
Yeah.
You know, and she's very good, you know, and she also worked 20-something years in production, so she's a
I
machine.
saw
I was
how
called, and she
Gema
got that.
SketchUps everything in
Yeah.
5 seconds on the
Yeah.
laptop. It's so fast.
So she has that strength. I have the other strength from my side. I love more the design. You know, if
Yeah.
you could leave me dreaming, I would be just dreaming and have nothing to do with that. But we complement each other and we support each other and we always double check on each other. When it comes to, I think personally myself, I think my number one project is still Dubai Hills 98. Because Dubai Hills 98, the client, the couple was lovely,
Yeah.
very lovely. And second, they just gave us open door. Just do whatever you want. And we just went and designed and took our time. They had a healthy budget at the same time, which we respected, but it always also gave us allowance to be able to design a bit more. Our design, I think, is always
they
like,
left.
yeah.
They say, this is your project. It's
Yeah.
my project, but it's your project. Lady, go. If this is the budget, and then no more than this budget, but the
Yeah.
budget was good,
Yeah.
nice. No?
That is really
And
excellent.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Everything we propose, they love, and was a very nice.
You had
project.
similar taste as well.
And the
with the
nice,
client.
in this project happened many things very, very nice, because we start with the projects, amazing project, a lot of design, and in the middle of the process, the lady got pregnant. And
Yes.
then we changed a lot of design, because the table is square, and
Now
the
you have to
another-
take care
we need
of
to
the
change to make the
one more
cor-
person
yeah,
in
the
the
wrong
project.
corner, and then we start and.
And I would like to mention here, because, you know, we're talking here with Ekaterina from Defure Furniture. And Ekaterina, obviously, was in the project doing all our soft furnishing, all the
yeah, of
beautiful
course.
sofas there are from her, all the beds she
Beds.
has done from us. And
This
we've
is
been
not
working,
paid ad.
it's not a paid ad, but, you know, it's like I really, personally, you know, I met Katerina 5 years ago.
Yeah.
For me, it's a young entrepreneur, which I really, really admire. And I've told you that on the side always.
Yeah.
And because the effort, and I met you on a one-man show.
Yeah.
Only with Jason.
Yes.
You know, and I remember she still had in her business office. I met her in a collaboration office, et cetera, and look at her now. So for us, you know, and me personally,
Yeah,
I really admire you and her. I mean, the quality of the furnishing that you do, we still up to today, we still use it. We're still working together. We're still collaborating.
Thank
this
you
is
that
the
you
other-
came.
No,
and you agree.
this is the other thing in our business, no? And you had the nice client
And
and the supplier.
The suppliers.
Yeah.
And then the goal for us, no, is to get supplier to work every time with the same supplier. Because now when we need something for the new project, we call you or we call Valentina, we call immediately you know what we want, no?
It's comfortable,
exactly.
and you have
then-
the trust already
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
relationship. I have a difficult question, maybe. If client doesn't have same taste as you, or for example, he saw something, he liked it, but then in the middle he start changing and start pushing something else. Do you take such project or you don't? And how was your? Maybe you had some experience already like this.
Yeah.
And what is your opinion on that?
We have very good luck. We had the situation for 2 times after the 4th year. We can say we had good luck. But just in 2 projects, we need to say, no, we
didn't work.
we didn't continue with this because the design is not the design. It's not the nice part.
Yeah.
Because the idea for us is to get project, to get client, but enjoy in the
Yes.
same time. No?
Enjoy the
And
process, yeah.
enjoy the process, enjoy with the client, and we enjoy with our team. In this.
Claudia, what do you think? Why it didn't work out? What maybe there are top 3 reasons or some?
You're talking about with the client
Yes,
itself. It could
yeah.
be basically it's 2 factors. One is that we find, and we have found this more and more often lately, and we are pinpointing that, and we mentioned it in the beginning of the meetings when we're meeting the clients, introducing ourselves, micromanagement. When we have a client that comes and tells us, the process is we meet up with them, we go to site, then we get a project brief. During the project brief, we understand with images and everything in the project brief, stage, what is it that they want. And then we start executing, and then they start changing everything, and they start telling us, and they don't allow us the time to develop the design. But this, that. So the micromanagement, you can already see in the client. And
It kills
what it
the
is,
creative part.
And you know what we realized? We were just discussing because we knew we were coming here. The fact is, when the client is not able, it doesn't have a vision.
Yeah.
This is the issue. One
They
thing
don't
is
know
that
what
one is
they
that they
want.
trust you, but other
Okay.
people are the ones that micromanagement is because they are not able to see it. Not everybody's able to see what we're trying to produce in between. So I think that is one reason, and the other one is personality. There's sometimes, we're fun, we're transparent, we're easy, but we have to maintain a very professional relationship during the process, And I think those are the 2 issues: micromanagement and that the personalities, basically respect. Yeah.
Okay, so we spoke about some cases that worked well and didn't work out. Did you have any projects that you were not happy about? Let's say it's maybe you had to refund or something completely went off.
No, we only.
I mean, to refund, this is not the nice things to talk, but I think in the 4 years, and I think we were talking about it even before we met with you, that is something that you also need to bring forward. Us as interior designers, we're very dedicated. We spend a lot of time, and I don't think the client understand the investment that each single project goes, from the beginning to the end. Yes, we had, a couple of cases that it just did not work out, and we agreed and politely retreated ourselves from the project. We do the refund. We say, thank you so much, but I think this is not something beneficial for you or for us. Because, so I think this is the approach that we have taken for that. And of course, the client doesn't like it, they want to. But when we know, we know. And like I said, it's not something that we take lightly. It's been decisions that we have taken a couple of times because we know that, let's put it this way, we are not good for them. We are not going to give them our best. And for us to do something for you, we want to be happy, and we want to, at the end of the day, each project is our baby.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to deliver a pretty baby, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nowadays, when sometimes when we see, let's say, some reels that say that the design will cost you like 300 dirhams per meter, and send us an email, we will quote you and stuff like that. How? Because to me, it's a bit weird. The market is developing, and there are becoming more and more people who are in this industry. But I feel they're more like amateurs. They're not professionals. How do you, let's say, if client tells you that there they found something less, or there are some companies who do in a cheaper price, or you don't work with such audience, what is your maybe target client? Are they high, medium?
Well, this is our target is not high, medium, low. No, we try to. We depend what the client wants. If the client only want to change the living room, is no high target, but or no high project, but is okay for us. But the most important is the budget. It's not good to get many things or the client want to do. We decide not. For example, if you want to make the renovation for 150,000 in
Yes.
one villa 4 bedroom, it's not possible.
Yes,
It's not possible.
that's
And then
true.
sometimes we decide no
I
work
think
that.
what to continue what
They're
Gema
not
is saying.
professional, right?
Well,
Yeah,
no, but also what Gema is saying is like, most of the designers use a square meter, a specific fee, to basically to get an estimate, preliminary estimate. But what happens? You have, let's say, a 4-bedroom villa, and then the villa is 400 square meters, and you're going to charge X amount for it. But what is the complexity of the work? Because you can have a 400 square meter villa, and all you're going to do is paint the walls, put some furnishing, a couple of paintings up, and all that. That work in your time investment is basically, you can do that in a month and a half. Against, basically, when you're going to work with wall structures, paneling, interiors, I mean, when the same, what I'm trying to say, the same space, you can actually invest 6 months on it, or you can do it in a month and a half. So
Yeah.
this is accordingly how you're going to charge, because I'm going to charge you for something that the time-wise, I
Yeah.
know my work is worth this, but the same space. So that's when the square meter kind of like,
Yeah.
how do we go that?
It's not so
Yeah,
accurate.
it's not so
Let's
accurate,
let's
yeah.
just admit it that it's not
Exactly.
And
accurate.
then the material you want to use, and then there's a lot of things around. And
Yes.
especially in renovation, for example, you can see some client bring the BOQ for one contractor,
Yeah.
and it's not good.
Yeah.
And after what happened when they say no, this is the contractor is recommend, and the price is better than the other contractor. When you start, it's
Yes.
coming the variation, and the
Yes.
variation. This is
Yeah.
a big problem, because the variations increase a lot the price.
Yeah, so professional approach is to basically ask questions and discuss the timeline and discuss a lot of other things are involved that might be not obvious from the beginning, but they will show up. So better in the beginning, on the day one, to sit down and talk about it, and then build the price based on each project individually, not just square meter
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
I agree absolutely, because it's absolutely not professional to do this. All advertisements, they're like scams for me.
Exactly. But
Joke.
the other thing about it as well, which is basically, is another part of the initial approach with the client, is like, what is your budget? And they're very afraid to tell you, because they think that you're going to overspend or whatever. But no, you need to tell us your budget, because the budget is based on the design.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then we had a case, and this is actually, if you're going to do a case study within Estilo Blanco in the last 4 years, this is the case. It's a case of someone who told us, we only have this budget, and then, but when it came the design process, they started to get very excited, and this and this and that, let's do this, that. When we presented the design, they were very happy, and then we proceeded to do the estimation. And this is like, we apologized to them because they were very upset. But I said, I'm sorry, we're going to apologize, but this is from our side. We got excited about the design because you got excited with us. because we understood that you wanted to, if you want all these, we thought that you knew that entitles more budget. But it's not. You still want to remain with this X amount of budget, and it's not possible. So from then, we are very clear. Please tell us your budget, because we can create gorgeous things for you, but it's not going to be within your budget.
Yes.
So for us, one of the main things now we emphasize is budget. Please
This
do
is
let us
very
know.
typical situation. I think everyone who works in this industry comes across with this, and there is always. It's not only about square meters or about budget or about time, right? So it depends on combination. And when you discover that, you can really give a proper approach. Sometimes I know that design development itself could take a lot of time because it needs a lot of coordination, pre-approval, just reviews. How do you feel as artificial intelligence nowadays is very popular? How do you feel it affects? Do you say yes or no, or do you believe in it? Does it work for you? Like, do you use it now, Claudia?
Bueno, Claudia is an enthusiast now. Claudia is everything. Gema, we need to learn about artificial intelligence. This is a future, and we can grow out with that. I think yes. I think for us, perhaps is we need to learn more about that. But I think it's nice because we can save time for the work, and we can get better presentation. I think so. In the future, could be very nice.
I think for the interest that I'm taking in, this is something. It's not new, but relatively is new to the public. We all I think 2021 maybe was the AI was the word of the Webster dictionary, and then it's like, but yes, it is a tool. And I think it's a tool that commercially it can actually enhance and help you grow there. And this is where I'm taking from it. What can we engage from what AI has to offer us? We are looking and very interested into going into, because right now it can help you do proposal and all that, but we're still going the old way, the very personal side. We know our approach, but we know how we can integrate it. On the commercial side, it can help you produce more fast. We haven't gotten yet into the AI on the design side, which is I know there's Mid-Journey and the new ones that I have it on my side and I'm going to start trying to see how we're going to go about it. But AI, for me, I always say there was the Industrial Revolution for the last 100, 150 years, and now AI comes in, and now the technology revolution for me, it started already with the mobiles and all that. But for me, this is the icon when things are going to explode completely. This is, for me, the defining line into a new generation. And him and I, we are a little bit of the older generation. We don't want to be left behind, but we also want to engage it.
Yeah.
And that's on the practical side. We went the other day to in Casina. We went, and there was a forum of discussion from international designers, et cetera, and it was a topic that they were saying, but it will never replace the human individuality of it. Because how can AI replace what him and I do together? I'm not saying that we are, we love our job, we know what we do, but we are one more designer of the UAE, that we have many of them. But what him and I compound together and bring out, technology can do it, but it lacks the soul that we will bring in. Beautiful things, AI will be able to do it. But it's the same thing. How do you see in the videos now? And in Instagram, it tells you that you have to do it has to say AI generated or not.
Yeah.
Something that has been generated by AI or something that has been generated by a human, by a soul, by an emotion, by something that you saw when you were walking in Japan or you were walking down in Karama or something, that you bring in into the design. So personally, this is what I think it will take time for that, if it does.
Yes.
But a tool, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I think so. It's more for in our industry is more for tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, it helps us. It saves our time, but it doesn't replace the actual efforts. And of course, when you go to site and you have the picture that you want to achieve, and then you have to adjust
exactly what is the technical
things.
side.
Yeah.
How do you make that?
We can bring Alexia with us.
Alexa gave us the answer
What
how
do
to
we
do that.
What to do with the sockets?
And you're there with the contractor and things
them?
are not matching. You're like, how do you do this? Okay. Yeah.
Yes. in general, what motivates you? I know that for each of you, maybe it's different, and how you stay motivated, positive, and maybe you have some people who bring that energy, or some things it inspire you from them.
I think, him and I, the last 4 years, I think we spend basically out of 24 hours a day, we spend basically, I think, on average 18 hours a day together. We have become great companions, business-wise, professionally, and we have become very good friends as well. We have a very respectful relationship, and she gives me the motivation, and she pressures me in the areas that I'm like a little bit lacking off, that I'm not really like not very interested on. What motivates me besides, my business partner and what we do together, the growth that I've seen personally, how we've grown together, and we look at each other, it's like, well done, we have done it with our hard work. Extra motivation, I think it comes also from the family support, we both have very nice, stable families, and that gives us the comfort. They support us quite a lot. On the personal side, I think that's the motivation that we have. Mentors, because you wanted to mention before, if we have any mentors, we do both. I think we have mentors in our previous work life, which have been very important. I have, I always say I have three gentlemen in my life. Number one was my dad, which gave me the formation to be, he always told me, Claudia, be a lady that has something to say. Then I worked in Singapore for the ambassador of Peru. I was his personal assistant almost for 3 years. So he really pushed me to the boundaries, to perseverance. And then my business partner, Rami Kadri, which I worked with in 15 years. When it comes to the part of interior design, I learned it from him. He taught me. He's an architect, he's a great creator, He would design from houses that we built, beautiful houses in Bali, to a fashion line, handbags, etc. So that design, I could brought it from him. I got that influence from him,
Yeah.
And you?
Ladies motivate me a lot. And in general, business run by women really inspires me. It's very sensitive and very personal always, and really strong from inside. Gema, what about you? Who is your mentor?
Well, my mentor. Well, for me and Claudia, when I started with work with Claudia, and yes, she's an artist, and then for me, and then when we start with the design, and she start to create very fast and amazing, no? And then Claudia, we need to follow the budget. Claudia, I say, no. But when we start with the client, trust us, and we order the whole panel and everything, and say, Claudia, are you okay? Because it's a lot. We spend a lot of money for the client, and say, yes, the look will be amazing, no? And then for me, I trust her, and after I follow her in some situation, and then I can confirm, no? ¿Cómo se dice? Comprobar.
I can. Like confirm, or you can actually
confirm. The word is, and after it's amazing. And then for me, is she's my motivation, and she I am more confidence in the design, because for technical, yes, I know, and then for the design, especially when you work with the money for the clients, you need to be very sure, no? And she's very confident. And that's why during my year working in TV, I had a lot of my boss. My previous work was amazing, and then I learned a lot for the discipline, ¿cómo se dice? La seguridad, the safe, and then
the security and the certainty. For her, she did 20 years in TV3 in
TV,
yeah, 20 years. That's a lot. And like I said, I'm sorry, but she's a machine. When she works production, she goes. And I tell my husband, I tell everybody, Gema, she is a machine when she works on that sense.
Structured,
very structured, amazingly.
And my husband too is a very good person to have like the
to support.
To the support and follow him, no? Because he's a good executive, but he's a good workman, and then this is important because he has an amazing discipline, and he teaches me that, no?
No? Hard work. is always paid off.
Yeah.
By the way, English is not our native language, so
None of us.
you
yeah.
must have you noticed, but we still manage because in Dubai this is the common language and all of us we use it, and it's until we learn Arabic we do the podcast in English. Ladies, I'm so happy that you came. It's my real pleasure, and it was great to hear your true stories and that you're open and that you're willing to share. And hopefully we will work for many more years ahead of us in this beautiful country. And thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
inviting
for
us.
inviting us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one last thing that I was going to mention. Everybody knows that I am extremely shy when it comes to doing this live, and podcast and everything. And Gema, she's been on TV. She could be a movie actress because she's very good. But she feels a limitation
for
with the
the
language, which she doesn't
language.
have it,
Yes.
but she does. So it is a first that we are doing, and we only said because it's Ekaterina, we're going to support her. If it wouldn't be you, we have said actually no to something, actually an international forum that they invited us, and we said
Yes,
absolutely
no.
And
not.
this morning you
we are not
didn't
going.
know that we have cameras.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
morning.
morning, yeah, the
we
big
saw the
surprise was
WhatsApp,
this
and she
morning.
says, "Oh, there's video." Like, what do you mean video, Ekaterina? And she says, "No, there's a podcast." But I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "Oh my God, video,
Because
video,
it's going
video."
on YouTube. So
Yeah.
everyone who is watching, put likes and subscribe and put the comments and maybe some more questions if you want to answer. So we will gather again and do maybe something more specific to some requests.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.